Colombian National Police pilots putting their lives on the line to destroy crops used to make cocaine, the drug that's destroying lives all over the world. And there are more coca crops in Colombia than anywhere else on the planet. Flying through the clouds high enough to avoid the possibility of gunfire or a rebel rocket, we are airborne, heading to a police base an hour south of Bogota for a spray mission.
We're making the trip with General Socha, who is the head of the Colombian National Police Force's Anti-Narcotics Directorate. The general tells me that we're going into an area that's a little bit dicey right now, very dangerous because of the guerrilla activity there.
The fact of the matter is that rebels often take shots at Colombian National Police aircraft as the law flies above the lawless jungles. On the ground, the Jungle Commandos are waiting to greet the general. These are the men who will be part of our dangerous assignment in just a few hours. Then it's off to a briefing on our spraying mission, what the Colombian National Police believe is their most effective tool in the war on drugs. The general says we will be destroying a coca field located deep in rebel territory. Satellite images confirm the coca is there. The mission is computerized to make sure the pilots hit the right area, and in this case, a very dangerous area.
Normally, those crops are guarded by illegal armed groups, such as communist guerrilla and paramilitary groups.
Time to move out. A fleet of Blackhawks and Hueys are heading into base. This is serious stuff. You can feel the intensity in the helicopter.
We're airborne right now up over the jungles of southeastern Colombia. The general and these other troops here from the Colombian National Police, we're going to take you to an actual coca field to show you how they destroy the crops. Here it comes.
Minutes later, we've located the coca crop. Part of it's already harvested. Jungle Commandos sent in ahead of us to secure the scene from guerrilla attacks set off a yellow smoke bomb, letting the choppers know where to land. Here's another look at where we're headed, a small plot in the middle of nowhere. And if you look closely, you can see one of the Jungle Commandos in camouflage in the field. With a Huey flying aerial cover overhead, we are setting down. Heavily armed, the general and his men exit the chopper as well, holding their hats as we get knocked around by the wind.
The helicopters have set us down right in the middle of a coca field. Here it is, folks. This is the raw material that will eventually become cocaine, headed for America. This is coca?
Aquí nosotros tenemos.
Here we have a coca crop. We are talking about 2 hectares.
2 hectares of coca. We're right in the middle of it.
The choppers clear out. Our Jungle Commandos down below on standby. In just a few minutes, all of us and all of these plants will be doused from above.
That's the target for the planes, I guess?
Actually, no. The planes already know where to go thanks to sophisticated satellite imagery. Back in the field, the general tells me the spray planes have hit this plot before, a plot partially harvested by the guerrillas.
So this is coca that's been sprayed,
Yeah.
and this is coca that hasn't been sprayed yet.
They were taking the leaf. This is the way that they do. They just take like this.
50 hombres.
As the general tells me about the massive security in place for this mission, the planes move in for the first pass.
So it's that quick. The planes, they just come right overhead. They drop it on the crops, and these crops are dead. All right, here come 2 of the spray planes. They are inbound right now here over this coca field, and they're about to unleash the pesticide from the back there, which really amounts to nothing more than Roundup, but it's really effective because this stuff just kills the crops.
And yes, we all got coated with it. And there's no problem. The Colombian government has done test after test on this stuff, a chemical called glyphosate, proving it poses no threat whatsoever to your health. But it's absolutely lethal to coca crops.
From this moment, the process starts, and the leaf will be dry very soon. Without leaf, there is no process. They can't make the the coca base.
And the coca base is the white paste, if you will, that eventually becomes cocaine. The guerrillas aren't too happy about these spray missions and often like to open fire on the spray pilots.
They do have a very fancy weapons, and they attack us. They try to shoot us down.
Spray missions like these can be dangerous. That's why there are 50 Colombian National Police officers spread out through this field and around the brush. And we've got a helicopter doing aerial cover overhead.
The glyphosate sprayed on the crops is quite controversial, but the government says it's the same as Roundup.
They stood right here as the stuff came right overhead, fell all over me. They insist it's safe. They say they have no problems, and most important, they say, it's good for the environment.
And it's very effective. The planes have safely accomplished their mission, and as we take a look across the field, you can see one of the Jungle Commandos carrying a clump of coca plants, evidence that will be brought back to base of a successful mission.
All right, this spray mission is complete.
The general is smiling. Everything went well. On the flight back to base, the general shows us bags of chemicals they've confiscated from the coca field.
The real danger, it comes from the chemicals they use to take care of the crop, but it's not from the chemicals that we use to spray.
Back at base, Jungle Commandos removed some of the coca plants from the chopper. We're glad to be back, knowing just how dangerous this mission was. However, it was routine. I gave the general a high five.
Nice work. Great operation.
The faces of the Jungle Commandos who perform these dangerous missions almost every day. Young men with families, commandos putting their lives on the line to stop the drug trade.
Yes, they are heroes. All of them, they are facing danger every day. But all of them are volunteers in this struggle against drugs.
On special assignment in Colombia, Brian Andrews, 7 News.